A website is one of your business's most important marketing tools, by far. But it doesn't matter how nice it looks, how well it works, or how much value it provides if nobody can find it. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you should do if you have 0 website visitors, and how to optimize your website for more organic traffic, so you can get more clicks, more views, and more sales. So let me show you how it's done, and it all starts with this super basic but incredibly important overview on how this whole website visitors and traffic thing actually works. Here's the deal. When it comes to getting more traffic to your website, the options are pretty much endless. You can pay for advertising and buy clicks through pay-per-click advertising, or PPC. You can go the old school route with traditional marketing tactics like putting your website's link on your business cards or direct mail pieces. You can link back to your website from your social media platform of choice, or you can do essentially a million other tactics ranging from guerrilla marketing to the kind of traditional advertising you see all around you every single day. Basically anything can and often does work when it comes to generating more traffic and getting more visitors to your website. But the strategies and tactics that I just mentioned often take a whole lot of time and energy and money and creativity. Plus, there's often little to no guarantee that the people that actually click over and visit your website are the right kind of people and the kind of people that you actually want to attract. In other words, clicks to your website don't necessarily equal conversions or sales or whatever you're trying to do with your website in the first place. And this is why optimizing your website for organic traffic is one of the most valuable marketing strategies that you could ever do. And this is true pretty much regardless of what business or market or industry you're in. So next, I'll show you exactly how to make all of that happen. But first, I'm incredibly excited to announce that I've partnered up with GoDaddy in order to bring you this video. That's right, the one, the only GoDaddy, whose name isn't just fun to say, but is also a company made up of some genuinely good people who really care about giving the everyday entrepreneur and business owner all the tools that they need to succeed in today's business environment. I recently did a collaboration video on their channel and shared some of my absolute best marketing strategies and pieces of advice. So I'll make sure to link up that video in the descriptions below this one, as well at the end for you to check it out right after this. So with all that said, let's move on to step 1 to start optimizing your website to get more clicks, get more views, and get more traffic. Step 1 is also arguably the most important and the most crucial step of this entire process, because it comes down to one of the most important, albeit one of the arguably most boring sounding topics in all of marketing, which is research. But not just any research, my friend. Today we're talking about keyword research, which is all about making sure that your website shows up in the right place at the right time for exactly the right people. And that's kind of important when you really think about it. Now, like I said, the term keyword research does sound kind of confusing and incredibly boring, but I do assure you nothing could be further from the truth. And that's because the reality of keyword research is that it really does hold the key, or secret, to unlocking massive amounts of clicks, views, traffic, and all kinds of people to your website. Keyword research is that ever important, crucial first step when it comes to optimizing a website and doing any kind of search engine optimization or SEO on your website or on your content in general. And there's a couple really important things that we need to pay attention to in order to make sure that the keyword research we're doing actually pays off. First, you need to make sure that the keywords that you're trying to rank for and trying to build into your website and optimize your website for are actually things that people search for. This sounds incredibly obvious to say, but the reality is I couldn't even tell you how many times over the past 10 years or so I've had conversations with entrepreneurs, with business owners, with website owners who are creating these websites and these pages with all of these fancy terms and complicated words that nobody uses and nobody even understands. Or they may simply just be using the wrong word to either inaccurately describe what they're doing or describe something that they're not even doing at all, which means they might rank for something that is really going to provide them no value. First a crazy example and then a realistic example. The crazy example is, let's say that all of a sudden I took up an interest in, sock knitting. And due to my marketing background and expertise in SEO, I figured out that, hey, I can probably rank for some pretty competitive terms around sock knitting. And so lo and behold, I start creating content on sock knitting and optimizing my website for sock knitting, and I'm now ranking #1 for pretty much all of these sock knitting terms. The problem is, I've got nothing to sell on sock knitting, and I don't even do it professionally. Yeah, it's just kind of a hobby I picked up. Point being, you want to make sure that you're ranking for things that you actually do. All right, now a more realistic example. Let's say that you have a business that happens to sell, I don't know, lawn sprinklers. But seeing as you're a true professional in the lawn sprinkler world, you decide to go with the fancier, more upscale term of lawn irrigation systems. Well, this one seemingly simple choice could be losing your business a ton of clicks, a ton of traffic to your website, and a ton of customers and sales in the process. This is because Google's keyword planner shows us, on average, every month around 14,800 people in the US alone are searching for the keyword lawn sprinklers, but only 4,400 are searching for lawn irrigation system. Not only that, but if you were ever to want to deploy a paid search strategy, or PPC, pay-per-click, you can see that the low range for the top of page bid is $2.17 for lawn irrigation system, but only 40 cents for lawn sprinklers. So you can pay less but get more when you choose the right keyword. This is why it's really important to think deeply about what the language is, what are the keywords, what are the terms, what are the actual things that your customers, that your potential viewers and audience are using when it comes to describing your website, your business, your products, or your services. There is no point trying to get fancy here. Just talk like they talk and use the words that they use. Or be forced to suffer a life of anonymity while banished to the marketing wasteland, also known as page 2 of Google. Now, fortunately, there are a number of absolutely amazing tools for you to do keyword research. Some are paid, but most have a free version, and if you're just getting started, the free version will probably do more than enough. Now, I've already mentioned Google's keyword planner, but there's also WordStream and Word Tracker and Answer the Public. Plus, many of the tools that I'm going to go over quickly here, well, they not only allow you to do competitor research, but they also double as keyword planners. So you kind of get the whole two birds with one stone thing. When it comes to marketing strategy, and especially when it comes to optimizing a website or doing anything related to SEO, one of the most underrated and most overlooked parts of the entire process is competitive research. Far too often, new website owners think that they need to completely reinvent the wheel, pave a completely new path, and go where no website has gone before. But that's just silly, because the odds are good that even while some of your competitors, maybe even most of your competitors, are doing some things, if not many things wrong that you can improve on, they're also probably doing quite a few things right, especially if their websites are more established and getting more clicks and getting more views than yours currently is. So take a minute, maybe even an hour, maybe even a day or two, to really deep dive into your competitors' websites to see what they're doing and what you can learn from it. In other words, what keywords are they ranking for? What kind of content do they have on their website? What kind of structure and design and layout are they using? And what kind of backlinks do they have pointed towards their website? All of these signals and all of these questions can give you just a massive advantage into seeing what's working so that, well, you can do it too. Again, just like with keyword research, fortunately, there are some amazing tools to do competitive research with. Some good places to start are SimilarWeb, which will give you a ton of info on traffic sources and where their visitors are coming from. This is typically better for larger sites though, as smaller ones typically don't have enough data. Next is BuzzSumo, which will show you what kind of content is performing well across different platforms, and this is helpful to decide what kind of content to create next on your site. SpyFu is another powerful site that'll give you information along the same lines as SimilarWeb, but also gives some more data on paid versus organic traffic and the estimated monthly Google Ads budget, which I'm not sure how accurate it truly is, but it is neat to see. Especially with larger websites like Forbes, where their predicted monthly Google ad spend is a mind-boggling $3,381,503. But there are plenty of other sites as well, such as SEMrush, Ubersuggest, and Moz. Another thing that I do that helps me rank new websites both quickly and incredibly efficiently is to always use an SEO checklist. This helps me work through things systematically from top to bottom and really make sure that I never miss a crucial step which could be holding one of my websites back. It's funny though, because even though I've been doing SEO for over 10 years now, well, there's just so much to it. And without using a proper and well-structured SEO checklist, it's just way too easy to miss something, which could completely demolish your chance of ever getting any traffic or any visitors to your site. So I'll make sure to link up the SEO checklist that I use every single time in the description box below this video, as well as links to all the other resources mentioned. But by far the best thing you can do if you're truly interested in learning the most proven and effective marketing strategies to get more traffic and more visitors to your website, well, that'll be to check out the video I've got linked up right here. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video. Ranking a website, whether it's a new property or even an existing web property, is properly setting up and integrating Google Analytics. At its core, essentially what Google Analytics allows you to do is to track the analytics, the metrics, the data, to see what kind of people. If you want to grow your small business and attract more customers, then the single biggest thing you need to understand is the psychology behind why customers buy.